So tonight I am making scalloped potatoes and ham, and I've already got pretty much most of my potatoes sliced, and I put some onions in here. I always put onions. So the thickness of the potato, I'll show you. The thickness. This is about the thickness, probably a little bit thinner, of the potato that I cut. If you cut it a little bit thinner, that's actually good. You don't want it to be too thick because then they won't soften up. But at the same time, you don't want them to be too thin to where they get too soft, because you still want to you want them to go into the oven when they still have a little bit of firm, when they're still a little firm. What I do is I boil my potatoes and my onions, and I also diced up some garlic. So what I do is I boil the potatoes first. But I boil the potatoes in milk and cream. Today I don't have milk, but I do have heavy cream. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some heavy cream, and then I'll put some chicken stock in it, even though I'm using ham in it. I'm just going to do some chicken stock because I want it to be a little thinner than just heavy whipping cream. And then, like I do with everything, I'll put a little bit of salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic and onion powder because it just adds to the flavor. And so I put onions all throughout. So what it does when you boil everything is because the potatoes are so starchy, when you boil it, it kind of thickens up, and that way you don't have to add. I know a lot of people add flour to thicken it up in the oven, and they don't boil it in milk or anything. But if you boil it in the milk, it thickens it up, and it makes that gravy that you get with scalloped potatoes. I always thought, my mom always made scalloped potatoes and ham, and I legitimately thought forever that it was just scalloped potatoes and ham, and I didn't know that you could make just scalloped potatoes. But I love scalloped potatoes and ham. I'm not typically a pork, pig eater at all, but dude, I will go hard on some scalloped potatoes and ham. Man, love me some scalloped potatoes and ham. That is not even a joke. Alright, so now my pot's pretty full. So I make a lot for the simple fact of I have a lot of mouths to feed, but I also really love scalloped potatoes and ham for lunch, leftovers, and so does my son. So does Trenton. So, winning. Yep. I'm gonna measure this out for you. Because I feel like that is helpful. Cups. There we go. I have the cups on your side. You don't. Just can't see it. All right. So there's surpassing 1, 2. I'll do 3 cups. That's not gonna be enough. I can 100% guarantee. but I'll do 3 cups. Maybe one more. Okay, 4. Perfect. It's almost gone. Why not? Why not? So, literally, it was 4 cups and 4 ounces. There we go. You're hungry? I know. I'm eating dinner cups.
Mike, can I?
Hey,
What is
stop.
this?
Hey, stop. Do not knock my iPad down, please.
Mike, can I have a sip of
No, that's
this?
soda. Alright, so I'm just going to rinse this out. Rinse it out, and then I'll do the chicken stock. Okay. So it's a little more than a cup and a half. You want to boil them in this. Oh, I need some hair, dude. Yeah. So I'm starting this late, which is really bad, but luckily I don't have to work in the morning, so I don't have to be up super early, which is, like I said, thankfully. So I left my hair down today because I didn't get to show anybody it last time, and I'm really, really loving my new hair. So I'm gonna do another cup and a half of chicken stock. I always shake up my chicken stock. Oh yeah, that's like that's perfect. That was perfect. So I used 5 pounds of russet potatoes. 5 pounds, and that's perfect for my family. That's perfect. I actually have a hair tie just in case I want to get my hair. I will be messing with my hair. So, you want to say hi, T?
Hello.
All right. So now get the stove turned on. There we go. I'm gonna get it turned on to high. All right. So here's garlic powder. What is in the way? Pepper. I didn't need that. Okay. Salt, garlic powder, onion powder. Those are my go-to. I put garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper on everything. On everything. Sometimes that's all you need. I love the smell of pepper. By the way, it's soothing to me. no, I don't sit there and like put it in my face, but it's soothing. Like you get little whiffs of pepper. I just love it. It's so soothing. I just, do like a layer on the top and then I'll stir it in. Now the pepper's going up my nose. I just do a layer of all the spices. Holy cow, it's really going up my nose. Trenton, self-control, please. Walk in the house. God bless me. Sneezing into your elbow really, really helps you to keep your hands nice and clean. Trenton, you don't do that on the furniture. Come on, please, be respectful. I know, I really needed it. Okay. You don't want to put too much salt. You don't want to put too much of anything. So, like I said, a nice thin layer of it. I'm going to bring it over here. I have it on high. I'm going to have to start cutting up the ham. But I'm going to stir my potatoes. I'm going to stir them up. If you break the onions, that's fine. I cut my onion. It was one whole white onion, and I cut it into quarters. I cut it into 4 quarters. And that was perfect. So this part is not the long part. Once I put it in the oven, it takes an hour. So I will just get you step by step until we put it in the oven, because it does need to boil. I had already cut up the onion and the potatoes. Because I know my videos get pretty lengthy, and I'm trying to avoid that because I'm sure it's hard to watch when the videos are long. So I have my potatoes on high. Sometimes Florida is the pits, because no matter what you do, you get freaking little flies over here. You wish you could ride a dolphin. Well, Trenton, come here now. Walk. Now. Yes. All right. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm going to have to leave you briefly because I have to go to my outside refrigerator to get the ham. Alrighty, so I do not use my new board, this one, for meat products at all. I'm very fearful that it will damage it. And I really don't want that. I'm madly in love with this board. So. Here we go. This board. It looks like it's not clean, but I assure you, it's clean. Now, just touch my hair. It's going up. Okay. This is how I put my hair up in a hurry. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There it goes. And it's out. Cool. Alright. Now I'm gonna go wash my hands and I will then
Mom, can you open my Gatorade?
I want you to try.
I tried.
Well, let me see. Careful, please, and don't spill it. Silly goose. Silly gooseroonies is what he is. Oh, no, I don't need that. Wash my hands. So, here we are. I'm looking a little shiny today. It's called Natural Glow. Natural Highlight. Oh yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, how do I use this? This ham, I'm not a ham person, but I've...
I want a piece of the ham.
You want a piece of the ham? Okay. No. Stay over there, please. I'm cutting it. I have a very, very sharp knife. Like I said, I'm not a fan of ham. But I know this ham is very good. And I like this ham. It's not too bad. A little trash bag. Here, honey. Sit. Sit.
Pretty good.
Thank you, honey. Pretty good. I like those words. I love when he says, pretty good. That is the sound of child satisfaction. And all of you parents should understand. It's amazing. Oh. I don't like ham. I am not a ham eater. Come on. Seriously? So, no offense to all of you ham eaters. I really don't want to offend anybody. And if I do, I am sorry. But
You really want more peace. I want one more piece. Why can't I have that big piece?
So, oh. Whenever, have you guys ever experienced like when you're cooking dinner, your child is like, I am starving. I need food now. I don't know if I'm like the only parent that experiences this or not, but like, I mean, it sounds like he's not had anything to eat ever. And I feed him well. You see my videos. He eats. He gets leftovers for lunch. Other than today, he actually had school lunch, which is very rare, but it happens. Like I said, if I offended you with that, I'm sorry. Not my intention. There's nothing wrong with school lunch. I just send him with lunch. It's easier, cost efficient, effective. Yeah. So I'm gonna try not to slice my face open. This is a wonderful, magnificent knife. It's a knife set that I got from IKEA. The handle, it's just all one thing. It doesn't have that handle that's separate and like, you know, squeezed together and compressed. Nope. And it's a wonderful weight. You want to find one that you're comfortable with if you're looking for knives. This is amazing. It's super sharp. I accidentally, literally one day was just like, bing, and it was like blood. So, I'm sorry, I am not funny, but so these knives are absolutely amazing. Like I said, they're from IKEA. It came in like a 3-pack. It was, I'm pretty sure this was the big knife, or it was like a bigger knife and then like a good size small knife. You could do like fruits or veggies. I probably won't put all this ham in there.
I love that meat.
You love the ham?
Yeah.
Please be careful. I don't want you to knock over my iPad.
I'm
I
not.
don't have a screen protector on it, honey.
I wish I could have one last piece.
One last piece. So, this ham that I get is sliced already, but it's just sliced. It's not cut up, and I really don't like to get that cubed ham, which I'm pretty sure they don't even sell it anymore, but I don't like it. I know I sound very picky, and I am. I'm not gonna lie. I love food, but I'm particular. I'm not picky, I'm particular. I'm happy about it. I'm proud of it. But I won't eat just anything because I can cook really good. One time when I was making scalloped potatoes and ham, I like diced up one jalapeno just to add like a little flavor in it, but I made sure I didn't put the seeds because the seeds are where the spice is. So I made sure I didn't put the seeds. So it wasn't super spicy. I actually got one that was really, really dull, but the flavor came out so well in the actual scalloped potatoes and ham. It was delicious. It was magnificent. So if you ever get a chance to like play around, maybe do like some like veggies. If you don't like meat, you don't like ham, you don't like chicken, you don't like turkey, whatever it is, play around with vegetables. I do put cheese in it. When I mix it all together, I'll put a little bit of cheese, not crazy. Holy cow, I just realized I haven't even checked my potatoes. Sometimes I get a little carried away. My kitchen's a little messy, and you know what? You guys see it every time. It's always a mess. And that's because I work. I'm a working mom. Anybody else's kitchen is a mess, raise your stinking hand. I ain't gonna judge you. All I'm saying, no judgment here. I can't, because I got a messy kitchen. So, when you're cooking your potatoes, like I said earlier in the video, you don't want them to get too soft, because when you're gonna put them in the oven. And when you put them in the oven, they're gonna get softer. So it's okay if they're still firm. You actually want them to be firm. You want them to be a little more firm. Sorry. Butter. Butter, butter, butter. I love butter. Probably why I'm gaining weight. That's okay. 'Cause I still love who I am. Oh yeah. Okay. So, oh, hello. One thing that I've noticed, so this is Amish butter. I've been really wanting to try some Amish butter. And here in Florida, in Sarasota, we have this area where, like, Amish is very Mennonite. Mennonite is really the best. Is the proper term, and I apologize if I offended anybody with my comment. But their butter is amazing, but it has a different smell than store-bought butter, which I'm happy because it just means a lot. That it doesn't have the same smell. The only thing is it just doesn't have like that creamy smell that I'm used to, and I like my butter to be like creamy scented. If you get what I mean. You catching my drift? You picking up what I'm putting down? Cool. And in goes the butter. So, play around with it. Maybe do some squash. I actually tried to do, for Thanksgiving last year, I tried to do like apples and sweet potatoes, scalloped potatoes. And so I did like the cream. Oh, I just thought of something. Instead of doing cream, I could do like coconut cream. And some coconut milk. Holy cow, I just thought of something amazing and put some like cranberries in it. But it didn't really turn out the way that I wanted it to. It didn't turn out as good as I was expecting it. But that was also because, did I boil it? So I found that when I don't boil the potatoes in like the milk and the cream mixture, which, like I said, I didn't have any milk, so I just kind of like, drawing a blank. Drawing a blank. I just, kind of went off script and added the chicken stock. So that's not typically what I do. I usually use milk, but I needed to bring it down a little bit because heavy whipping cream is heavy. So I needed it to be I don't typically let him watch movies or TV at all generally on a school night, but I ordered him the new Hotel Transylvania movie because we saw it in theaters and he loved it. And so we just got it today in the mail. And Trenton, self-control. And we've been working on self-control because he's having a little bit of a hard time. Really, dude? He's been having a little bit of a hard time at school with self-control, so I'm trying to reinforce it at home. You can dance, but on the carpet. So I'm just trying to reinforce it. Right now, I'm just trying to let the potatoes boil. Trenton, would you do me a favor and come put this chair back in my spot, please? I'm was seriously the noisiest person in the stinking kitchen. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I sure did. So, the potatoes are getting ready to boil. And you want to let them boil for, I'm going to say about 3 to 5 minutes, because that's what they boil good at. And then with the, they still have firmness to them, which you, like I said, you want. Because when they go in the oven, they'll still be, they'll soften up. But I lost myself somewhere where I was telling you. I found that when I don't boil the potatoes in the milk and cream mixture, that like when I put it in the oven, it starts to like curdle and it looks really funky and it's not really appetizing. So right now I'm just putting the ham at the bottom of the pan, and the reason why I'm doing that is because sometimes I accidentally overcook my potatoes and they're very soft. So I'll do like thin layers of everything so that if that happens, I don't have to worry about stirring, because if you stir potatoes that are very soft, they turn into mashed potatoes. And that's not the idea I'm going for. It's not the dish I want. I don't want mashed potatoes and ham. I want scalloped potatoes and ham. So, just watching. It does take a little bit of time for them to boil because it's so full. But a wonderful trick that you can do if you are making mashed potatoes is boil your potatoes in cream. And when you pour them out, reserve some of it. Reserve some of the cream that you boiled it in, and then that way you can just put a little butter, because you put milk. At least I put milk in my mashed potatoes. Trenton, come on. And makes it nice and creamy and delicious. So, I'm going to stir my potatoes. But if I don't, like I said, if I don't boil the potatoes, it gets very chunky. Like the milk and the cream get very chunky. You need to let it boil for about 3 to 5 minutes. You can do a little more, but you need to let it boil so that way the starch is, the milk and the cream absorb the starch and it thickens. So that's what you want it to do. You want it to thicken. He's excited about his new movie. He's been asking for this movie since it came out, and I was like, I'm sorry. Since it came out in theaters. He's like, I'm sorry, I can't get that movie out. So, I'm sitting here being entertained by Hotel Transylvania 3. I really wish that I was funny. I had some puns, but I don't. 'Cause I'm not a funny person. Man, I'm starting to get hungry. I had a Publix sub today for lunch. I had it last night for dinner, half of it. Man, I love Publix subs. Heck yeah. If you are watching this and you are in Florida or anywhere that has Publix and you love Publix subs, raise your hand. Okay? You also want to stir it slightly frequently because you don't want the potatoes to stick and burn. Yeah. And then, okay, that's enough. That's enough. Okay, not enough yet. I might put all the ham in there, but I'm not too sure. Keep stirring, just keep stirring, stirring. I'm pretty sure it's done. So what I do, typically, what I do is I'll bring the pan. So I'm going to bring you guys first. Why is it that my videos always take so much longer than I want them to? Oh. I got a little cream on my glasses. Okay, get those out of the way. Now, I'm bring my pan, bring it over here, get all the stuff out the way. Turn the pan, turn it, because I want them to, I don't want to make a mess. So what I'm gonna do, sorry if I'm not like necessarily in, so I'm going to, it's okay if you get the cream mixture in there, it's going to be in there anyways. Now you can, dump off the mixture, but you need to reserve it. And I don't really like to do that, so just do a layer of potatoes. And when you do your potatoes and you accidentally make some smaller and some larger, you will have the issue that I'm kind of having right now, is because those ones will not be firm for you. Okay, so I'll do this. Okay, there's that. Then I'll bring the ham over. Come on, ham. And then I'll do another layer. Another layer. Yeah. See, the thing that takes, like I said, the ham and potato mixture will take an hour. Oh my god, it's getting late. It takes about an hour. Sometimes it goes a lot less, depending on how cooked your potatoes are. But I get already cooked ham, so I don't have to worry about that. But and just toss the ham in there. I try really hard to make shorter cooking videos, but I just can't do it. Just can't. I need to learn that time lapse and speed up the time when I'm cooking. I really need to. So I do a liar. I am. And then I'm not doing it, but no, I'm not gonna do cheese. I'll do cheese on the top. I have some cheese in my freezer right now, but it's in my freezer, so it's frozen. But I have a little bit in my fridge, so I'll just do that. But I gotta do it on the top. Gotta put it over the top. So my scalloped potatoes and ham part is like done. Cool. So once I get all the potatoes, then I'll just pour the rest on there. There we go. I love when my food turns out exactly the way that I want it to, and I love when it doesn't, because then I learn something. I really hope today that it turns out the way that I want it to. I really hope it does. There's so many, ooh, yellow. So many potatoes. I might have to do like a little pan, which I'm fine with. I have little pans. Oh, it's Monday. Oh. So, yeah, and then I'll put the cheese on the top. I'm actually gonna end the video because this is pretty much it, and then I put it in the oven. I put the oven on 450, just bake regular, and then after I'm done with this ham, I will put it in the oven and I'll watch it, but typically the recipe calls for it to be in there for an hour. And I'm not gonna sit here and try to entertain you guys for an hour because, like I said, I'm not funny. I'm no comedian. I can't do it. There'll be all kinds of crickets. It won't be cool. It won't be entertaining. It won't be fun. So, I'm not gonna torture y'all. Alright, so if you like watching my videos, even though they are long, please like and subscribe. If you like and subscribe, please hit the bell so that you can get notifications for when I upload a new video. I wish I could do it weekly, but there's times when I just don't cook. So sometimes I don't post videos. Alright. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Bye!